That's crazy, I just stepped right there. I thought there might be timber rattlesnakes out here, but I never expected to see something like this. Alright, today I am in the beautiful mountains of Pennsylvania, and I'm going to be looking for some snakes today. But first, I've got a bit of a hike. One thing to note with rattlesnakes and copperheads is that they often like mountainous regions, which means you might have to work for it. Either way, I love a good hike. Alright, so I finally made it to the spot. This is a den site for rattlesnakes and copperheads. Den sites like this are especially good in spring when the snakes are emerging. They can be found basking on the sunny, exposed talus slopes. Well, that did not take long at all. And it looks like there are two of them right here. I'll get you guys a closer look. Alright, here's a bit of a closer look at the bigger of the two copperheads. Look at that. Absolutely incredible pattern, perfect for blending into leaves. Alright, so here's another look at this absolutely beautiful copperhead. I have both of them right here. And as you can see, I am not very far away from him at all, and he has no issue with it. These are absolutely not aggressive snakes. However, they can be defensive if you mess with them too much. So I'm not messing with the snake. He really does not mind me being here. Either way, I'll just leave him alone and let him bask in peace. Alright, so unfortunately I wasn't able to find anything else in this immediate area, so I'm going to move on. But hopefully we can get a timber rattlesnake today. That would be awesome. Well, it's not a rattlesnake or a copperhead, but still a snake. This is a little eastern garter snake. They are non-venomous, so I can actually just reach out and pick this guy up. I'll just leave him alone though, don't want to mess with him too much. As I continued to search among the rocks, I started getting worried that I wouldn't find a timber rattlesnake after all. However, things took a sudden turn in my favor. Oh my goodness, that's crazy, I just stepped right there. They only started rattling once I was walking away. Two blackface. Those are absolutely beautiful, but that's a perfect example of why you have to be really careful out here. Here's another look at these guys. Again, absolutely beautiful, and a lot bigger than those copperheads. As you can hear, these guys are rattling, and if they didn't, I probably never would have seen them. I was just walking away. I turned my back, and that's when I heard it. As you can see, there's two of them here, and they're both black-faced. Timber rattlesnakes can also come in a brighter yellow variation, which they call the yellow phase. Alright, so I was still recording these guys, and I looked up, and there's a beautiful yellow phase over here. So now you can see the color variation. This guy's bright yellow. Absolutely beautiful. So the yellow one went through the rocks over here, so now you can see all three of them together. And they are rattling very loudly, so I hope you can hear my voice. Alright, here's another look at these timber rattlesnakes. As you can see, two black phase down there and then a yellow phase up here. And now you can get a bit more of an idea of the size of these snakes. So they are pretty big, and I just think they are absolutely beautiful. But here you can really see some of the variety between the colors of individuals. So these might even be siblings. They might be very closely related, but they look completely different. Alright, so here's one last look at these three beautiful timber rattlesnakes. I'm just gonna leave these guys alone. I've taken enough pictures at this point, and yeah, maybe I'll find some more. Alright, I just walked a little farther and found yet another timber rattlesnake. This is another yellow one. So now we're tied for the day with two yellows and two blacks. This guy is just minding his own business though, so I'm just gonna keep moving, not bother him too much. Alright, so I just made it out to another talus slope here, And I thought this was the perfect time to let you know exactly what conditions I'm looking for these guys in. So it's the 10th day of May, and it's about 70 degrees with clear blue skies. And these make some pretty good basking conditions for rattlesnakes and copperheads, as well as many other species. Well, I just stopped recording, and I looked up here, and we've got some more timber rattlesnakes. So it looks like another black one and another yellow one. So that brings our total for today up to 6. All right, so the black one left, but the yellow one is still here. Absolutely beautiful. I can't decide which color variation I like more, but I think it might be the yellow ones. All right, so I thought I might give you guys a better look at this yellow timber rattlesnake since he's so nice. But right when I walked around that rock, I noticed another pile over there. So I'm gonna give you guys a look at those. All right, so here's this yellow one right here. And then right on the other side of this rock, there's a huge pile of them. That is so crazy. So there's a big yellow one up there. There's a little yellow one kind of under it. There's a black one in that same pile. And then down here, there's another black one and another big yellow one, and then a little yellow one right there. I thought there might be timber rattlesnakes out here, but I never expected to see something like this. This is absolutely incredible. All right, so here's another look at this huge pile of timber rattlesnakes here. 6 rattlesnakes, all in this little area. That is absolutely incredible. I honestly can't believe this is happening right now. Just look at that. A pile of pure snake. That is so incredible. All right, so it's starting to get a little later, so I'm heading down off the mountain. So unless I see anything else today, that'll be it.